So, about the last time we discussed, so what mindset does an entrepreneur have in relation to a 9 to 5 job and having to sustain going to school as well? What's your mindset on that? What's your take? Please tell us.
Okay, so if I got you right, you're trying to say that how does school affect an entrepreneurship mindset?
Exactly.
Okay, now, first of all, I need you to understand that most times people go to school and they deceive themselves. Now, what do I even mean? What I mean is that every one of us, well, let me not say every one of us, most of us went to school because we were being given a narrative that when we graduate, we're going to make money. We have few people that go into school with a mindset of solving people's problem. Do you understand? And so when you have that mindset of a particular reward, it's going to give you that mindset of, okay, when I finish from school, the first thing I will do is to go and look for a job. Because that was the narrative they sold to us. And so as an entrepreneurship, as somebody who has an entrepreneurship mindset, it is obvious that it's going to affect you. Why? Because if you're someone that loves solving people's problem, and now you get into the class and the lecturer or the student or the lecturer or the professor is telling you, you have to answer the questions the way I want it. If you ask me on how we can solve poverty, if you ask me a question on how we can solve a particular problem in the society, and I give you my concept or my perspective about that thing that is not in relation with what you gave me as a professor, obviously I'm going to fail your course. And because I failed your course, it's going to give me that mindset that I'm not good, which is a lie. It's a pure lie, because we all have different perspectives. I cannot think the way you think, and you cannot think the way I think. You see, a lot of people do not achieve their dreams today because they believe that the stuff that is blocking them is bigger than them. Now, what is blocking you is not bigger than you. The reason why it's blocking you is because you're focused on the fact that it's bigger than you. You don't allow people to give your identity. Because first of all, before you make a mark in the world, you must conquer yourself. I've had this talk times without number about how I grew up having to have a low self-esteem, and I got so shy about talking. You know, when you were talking when you were small, you say, shut up, what do you know? And the reason why they do these things is because they believe that there was a narrative that you need to listen to your professor, you need to listen to your teacher. Everything your teacher says is right, everything your professor says is right, which is not true. Because you're being trained to read, you're not being trained to think. And thinking is the hardest problem, is the hardest solution that most people will never do. You need to think well and reason well. So it's not about just reading. When they see you when you're smaller and you're playing, they say, go and read your books. They don't even care. Okay, what did you read? Okay, that thing you read, how does it affect human behavior? How does it affect the problems that we have? So you need to be a solution provider, okay? So now, schooling system gave us the ability to be able to read a particular, what do they call it, scheme. They just bring out one scheme. They expect everybody to know the scheme, and if you have all A's in the scheme, you have 5 points, you have a first class, and they say you're a success. But which is not true, because there are many sectors about life that are not in that scheme of work. There are many sectors of life which are not being in the school system, and because you fail the school system, they believe that you're a failure, and it's not correct. So I cannot agree with someone who tells me that just because you didn't do well in school, it makes you a failure.
Okay, if I'm right and if I get you, your opinion on interposing a 9 to 5 with your school system is that going to school does not actually depict the fact that you will either fail or you're going to make it in life.
Absolutely. We have a lot of people who graduated with a third class. And when you graduate with a third class from school, they term you as a failure. But right before our eyes, we see those people who are graduating with the third class doing well in the society, providing solutions to the society, and are making a whole lot of money to society. So school cannot just refrain someone from being labeled as a failure or a success.
Okay. So now, what I really want to know is, in your own opinion, if you are to tell a child to either choose as a toddler and learning a skill or finishing your education up till the tertiary level, which of them would you go for if you are to advise?
You see, it's a very difficult question because, there's some people that believe that they have to choose for a child when the child is still little. Okay, the child needs to reach a certain level of qualification or a certain age before they can allow the child to choose what he or she wants. But I want you to understand that if I'm to give an advice or advise that as a toddler, the child can choose for himself. The only thing you need to do as a parent or a guardian is to be able to look at that child and watch what the child's interest capitalize on. So if you see a child that, as little as he is, he like kicking, he like anything he sees, he kicks. That child might be interested in football or some physical sports game. Okay, when you see a child loves reading and like talking, that person could be a very, very nice communicator. He might end up being a public speaker. So all I'm trying to say is that you can look at a child, look at the things that he loves doing at a particular age, and be able to, you might not select a particular thing that he must do, but you can push the child. Okay, you can push the child by giving him words of encouragement, and I think that's a better way to make these kids discover their dreams and their potentials.
Okay, thank you very much. I believe somebody have learned from these words on Mabel.
Thank you so much.
So you're welcome. We'll be doing this next time.
No problem.
Same time,
no problem.
Same place.
No problem.
All right. So thank you.
So you know the drill. Make sure you follow me on my Facebook, my YouTube, my TikTok. So we'll see you there. Bye.